Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about a new teaser trailer we got for The Walking Dead Season 10. AMC has been dropping a bunch of teasers. Today specifically, they actually dropped a lot of information. So we're going to have videos coming out, throughout the day and throughout the weekend. And pretty much, we are in Walking Dead season now because now it's September. Marketing is getting very heavy. The Walking Dead is right around the corner. I can't wait for it. So be sure to subscribe to be kept up to date with anything new that comes out. But as far as today's trailer, really awesome trailer. It's titled The End of the World, and we're going to break it down shot by shot in this video. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so we have a lot of new footage in this teaser. We're going to go through it and break it down, and then we're going to talk about the dialogue that Alpha's saying, as the voiceover. The first shot, we start off as the walkers here and the whispers. Those could all be whispers. It's hard to tell because it's super far away, but obviously there are definitely whispers in the mix. Here's a close-up. Alpha takes off her mask and give it to the other whisper, and this is in that field that we saw in the trailer, where I think it's gonna be like possibly the first big battle, the first big whisper battle when they meet up at the border. I'm not sure how exactly they're gonna meet up there, because I don't know how they have any form of communication. Maybe it was just an accident. Maybe the whispers, maybe some of them saw them. But regardless, they are going to meet up at the border. And I do think this is going to be like the first big battle because in the trailer we had the whispers holding guns. So I'm very excited for it. And then anyways, the next shot, we have a shot here of Alexandria and the windmill. Here at Alexandria, we have Eugene looking through some binoculars, and this is what he sees. We can see some walkers coming up to the gates. Obviously, there's going to be whispers in there as well. And I believe there's going to be like a big battle at Alexandria, because I do remember, when they were filming this, there were reports saying that there was a lot of smoke around Alexandria, because if you go to Sonora, you can see the outside of Alexandria. It's awesome. So based on those reports, I don't know how accurate it is, but I am assuming, that there could potentially be a big battle at Alexandria. Definitely, it's kind of reminding me based on what people were saying about the filming. It kind of reminds me of the mid-season finale of season 8 when the Saviors attacked Alexandria and they threw the smoke bombs and there was like smoke all over and you can barely even see anything. And it gets me excited because now we have the whispers, which they blend in with the walkers. So, if you have smoke all over, you can't tell the difference. Like, you already can't tell the difference between a walker and a whisper, let alone in the dark, surrounded by smoke. So this has potential to be an epic battle, so I can't wait for it. Here we have a quick shot of Aaron. This goes by real quick, but here is Aaron, and he's covered in blood. And look at all the bodies behind him. Now, this is definitely walkers as well. There could be people in here as well, but this looks to be like the aftermath of a battle. Like, look at his face. He looks like, he's really shocked at what just happened. He's covered in blood. And you can see some people, some of the other, survivors in the back there. It looks like they might be looking on the ground, looking for people. So I am assuming that there could be some people who die in this as well. There's obviously a lot of walkers in there, but yeah, this looks to be like an aftermath of a battle. It possibly could be going on in the woods. I don't know if this is like near a community or what, or it could just be a walker attack. But this has to be a real bad walker attack because Aaron's face looks like they just got ambushed or something, and that could potentially be it too. Because remember, Alpha threatened Daryl with that herd of walkers at the end of season 9. And I don't think that was just there for any reason. I think she might actually go through with it, especially now since they're going to war. So, this might be something the Whispers did, and, they navigated this herd of walkers to attack them. But this looks to be like a brutal battle here as well. Here we have a shot of Beta, and it looks like he's looking through some blinds. In the back, we have some other Whispers. I believe those are Whispers because their heads are kind of looking down, like they're trying to blend in with the walkers. But this potentially could be a house in Alexandria, which is kind of terrifying because imagine if the Whispers break into Alexandria and all the other people who live in Alexandria, they were trying to hide, and we have these people dressed up as walkers trying to look for them and kill them. Like, that's terrifying, and that gets me excited for The Walking Dead because it's going back to its original roots, horror. And the Whispers, they came at a perfect time because The Walking Dead, I feel like right now everybody is so happy with The Walking Dead going back to its original roots with horror, and this gets me very excited because the Whisper kind of reminds me of like classic horror movies. there's something about, like Michael Myers, Jason, Scream, stuff like that. There's something about somebody in a mask, a killer in a mask, that's so terrifying. And just like kind of imagining this sequence in my head, with the whispers in Alexandria. And there's a lot of people who live in Alexandria who don't fight, they just live there and help out, with the community. And you could imagine that they're going to be very terrified because they're not trained for battle and stuff like that. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm excited for it. Next, we have a quick shot of Negan. He's in the cell here. We know Negan's going to get out of the cell, so this is probably like episode 1 or 2. He's most likely going to get out very early. Next, we have this shot that we've seen before in previous trailers, and I'm curious to see what the context around it is. It could just be like fear because Rosita, she's holding her baby and she's crying, and I think that's what it is. I think it's fear because now she has a baby. You can imagine, even more, scared she is now because of her baby, and she doesn't want her baby to be in danger. So I think that's what's going on here, but we've seen this shot a couple times in other trailers. Next, we have a shot of Alpha here, and then we have Daryl and Michonne outside of the gates of Alexandria, and it looks like they're looking at possibly the Whisperers approaching the gates. This looks to be like something new they have in Alexandria. I don't remember them having this last season, and I think, this is really good for the Whisperers also because, like I said, like it's hard to tell the difference between a Walker and a Whisperer. And Walkers, obviously, they would just walk through it or try to get through it, without realizing that it's going to kill them, and they would die. That's why, it's covered in blood. But I think when the Whispers come, that's a good way of telling the difference between the Walkers and the Whispers. The Whispers obviously would stop. And this looks to be like them confronting the Whispers. So I'm excited for this whole Alexandria thing. I really am. It looks like, they could be there for a long time because I do remember a lot of reporters saying that they're filming at night. So it looks like it's in the scenes, it looks like it's daytime. So they could be there for a very long time, terrorizing the Alexandrians. But anyways, moving on, the next scene, we have Gamma here and she's confronting, I believe it's Michonne. We'll see, what's going on with this Whisperer. Her name is Gamma, that's what they're saying. I'm kind of curious to see where she was last season, because there is an Alpha, Beta, and a Gamma. So like where was I'm assuming she's like third in charge, right? Alpha, Beta, Gamma. So where was she last season? I don't know if they're ever, I don't even think they would address it. It's not that important, but we'll see, because it looks like she's like gonna be an important Whisperer. I've seen a lot of people say that she is Winnie. Winnie became a Whisperer. Remember from the flashback with Michonne in her episode, in episode 14. That would be interesting. And in this shot, she is confronting Michonne. So that would be pretty crazy if it ends up being Winnie. And it could, because that Whisper does look pretty young, and it was like a 6-year time jump. But yeah, we'll see if, this Whisper is Winnie. Let me know if you think it is, because I know it's a popular theory out there right now. Next, we have this sequence with Carol, which I'm very excited for. Here we have somebody broke open these doors, and I don't know which community this is. It's hard to tell. And Carol goes through the doors, and we have Whispers standing here. So that on its own is terrifying. But not only that, I do remember this was the area in the first trailer we got where we had that shot of Henry, like Carol was hallucinating Henry. So this looks to be like this sequence in the in The Walking Dead where Carol has like this like terrifying moment where there's a lot of fear because we have Whisper, she's hallucinating Henry. So we'll see how this plays out, but this looks to be an interesting sequence. And then we have a shot of Alpha here. She stops and it's like she's looking at something, and then we have this final shot of Beta and Alpha holding hands. And the dialogue throughout the trailer, I'll read that now. It looks like this is what they're saying to each other while they're holding their hands. They're saying, "Now is the end of the world. We embrace all death. We know nothing. We fear nothing. We are the end of the world. We are free." So they're saying that to each other while they're holding their hands, and it's sort of like vows almost, So that's super creepy and terrifying. I know a lot of people don't talk about this, but I don't know if Alpha and Beta are linked, in any romantic way. We don't look at those two like that because they're just terrifying as is. But that'll be interesting. Imagine Alpha and Beta having a baby, little, I don't even know. But this is super weird. And, the Whispers are bringing something like a whole new level to The Walking Dead. And I'm so very excited for The Walking Dead to return. That is the trailer we got, little teaser. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this breakdown. let me know if I missed anything. Let me know, what do you think about all this? Like, what do you think is going on in some of these scenes? You know, like, what do you think is going on with that scene with Aaron when he's covered in blood? You know, what are you excited for? What do you want to see in season 10? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I am gonna wrap it up there for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead videos just like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.